they know what they're talking about. So I feel like, yet again, I try to get a lot of people to tune in to watch my fights. So anything I got to do to get the fans engaged and get them involved, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm glad the fans is on my side right now.
What was your reaction when you found out that Ian Machado Gary was out and that Colby Covington was stepping in?
I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I wanted that fight, Of course, we was promoting Buck versus Cut, what I'm saying? And that was gonna be one of the biggest things around. At the end of the day, I feel like, me and Colby, I think that's a big fight too. Somebody that has won, the interim title, person that's fought for the title 3 times, even though he lost, he got a big name, he has a big persona. He got, big connections, of course, like with the president. I don't even know if the president's gonna be there, but if somebody like that is watching my fight, that's gonna be a big deal, it's historic. So with that being said, I feel like the Colby fight is way bigger than the Ian Gary fight.
I saw a clip on social media earlier today of Colby saying he didn't even know who you were and that you were irrelevant and that you beat a couple of guys.
Why you lying, Colby? Why you lying? So that's the funniest thing. We've already met each other before. And this will be our, I think, 3rd time meeting each other again if we get the face off. But I done already met this guy, and I feel like the dude that he portrays is obviously a character, and everybody knows it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a secret. Like, everybody knows. Like, he's trying to do like the WWE persona. And I feel like it got him very far and got him exactly where he needs to be. But now it's kind of, it's getting old and it has no value anymore. So I feel like right now is a great opportunity to kind of use this fight to kind of push my name and push my brand.
And then last thing for me, a win on Saturday put you in a pretty interesting spot because we just saw Ian fight Shavkat and it was a close competitive fight. But
Shavkat gets a boring though,
Not a fan of
it. Yeah, not at all. Because yet again, you got 2 undefeated guys. You got one that's a finisher and one that's a sniper. And I was expecting one of these guys to go out there and give it their all and kind of really, not just remain undefeated, but take somebody's oath for real, and that's why, a good finish. And especially when you got that title on the line and you know that you could be next, or you are going to be next to fight for that title. Like, you got to go out there and perform like that, and neither one of them did. Yeah.
Joaquin, do you think this almost worked out for the best, right? Because let's say you fought Ian and then you beat him. There's a chance you never get to fight the guys like Colby Covington who have sort of been at the top but maybe not there anymore, right? But now is the perfect opportunity for you to beat someone with a name, take that name and go forward with it. Do you think this is like the sort of worked out better for you in a way?
Yeah, again, like when I answered before, I think Colby Covington is a bigger fight than Ian Gary, yeah.
How do you rate his skills though? Obviously personality and name-wise, we know he's a big deal, but his last fight against Leon, a lot of people weren't sort of impressed with his outlook that night. What do you think of his skills and where is he at currently in his own career?
Right. Well, that's up to him. We can all judge off the last performance. He wasn't that good, I feel like the best performance that I've seen from Colby Covington was against either RDA or Jorge Masvidal. Like, that was one of his prime conditions where he was pushing the pace and just showing his dominant style. But yet again, he said he took another year off to kind of get back to that person that he was. So I'm expecting the best version of Colby, but I feel like even the best version is no match for me.
You talked about how you've met him before, and you sort of come up watching Colby and doing his shtick and everything like that. So in a way, is it almost like because you know the shtick and everything, there's nothing he can really say that can rattle you, right? He said what he said to Leon, which obviously got Leon right. But is there anything he can really say that can get on you so you know what you're dealing with?
I mean, I'm not saying it's nothing that he can say. If he do his homework, like, he can bring us some things, right? But at the end of the day, I have met this person, like, in person, and he's not that same dude. So with that being said, it's just all noise. But the one thing that I know that is real is that, no matter what he talks about, he gotta live by that in the cage. So let's see if he's gonna stand on that once some cage doors close and we get to do what we do.
And what have you made of the Colby Covington persona? Like, he's, Ian Gary, like, doesn't like him at all, but like, some people find him funny. Like, what do you make of him?
I mean, he doing whatever he needs to do in order to promote himself, but I feel like, yet again, you still got to be authentic with it. It's just like Conor McGregor, you see him and you see how, he pushes his brand and how he acts, but, that's still him. That's still Conor McGregor, It's just you turn up the vibe for certain things. Alex Pereira, the authentic person that he is. And he don't even speak English, But people still love just the realness about him. So it's just like, just be yourself, And be able to turn up the volume on that,
A lot of people, most fans only know him from what they see on camera, but you've said you've met him, off camera and have had different experiences with him. How is he off camera?
A regular dude, bro. Like, that's the funniest thing. So when trained out in Miami with MMA Masters. This was right before he had to fight with Kamaru Usman, you know. But before I met him, I knew that he trained down there. I didn't know what to expect, you know what I mean? Because yet again, I only known him from all the stuff that he does on camera. But when I seen him, you know, just a chill dude, just like, what's up, man? I'm like, how you doing, bro? And you know, just a basic guy. And you know, eventually I was like, hey man, I can help you out with this Kamaru Usman fight. You know what I mean? We should probably get some rounds in, get some training in. Oh man, I would love that, man. That'd be cool. You know, and the funny thing about it just never happened. You know what I mean? Because he just didn't want to work. And the thing about Colby Covington, like he kind of runs his own career. You know what I mean? And he likes to work comfortable. And the thing about me is like, even though I kind of do the same thing, I don't like working comfortable. Like I like working with new guys. I like working with guys that are hungry, and I like putting myself in a position where it's gonna make me better. And that's why I feel like he lost those big fights, because he was always training comfortable, and he wanted to train with, you know, guys that were gonna push him. And with that being said, it's funny how he was scared to just train with me, and now he's stepping in the cage. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, for real, like Colby's been quiet, and he hasn't been saying anything because he knows the truth. You know, like I think he's really nervous stepping in that cage with me later on.
And I wanted to ask you, Colby, you know, didn't look so great in his last fight. A lot of people are saying, oh, he's probably past his prime. What do you think?
Yet again, that all depends on the person. Even if he was in his prime, I feel like it's just like, it's no match for me. Like, even if he's in the best shape of his life and, you know, he goes out there and beats the best Colby, I feel like the type of style that I bring is just, he gonna be running into a brick wall.
And after his loss to Leon Edwards, he was calling for a rematch, he was calling for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. It seemed like he wanted all kinds of things except fight like the young.
Right. You want to fight 145ers, man. You know, you want to fight Patty Pimblett, you know, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, you know, guys that's not, you know, welterweight fighters and stuff like that. So I feel like, in my opinion, this might be his last fight on his contract. I'm just assuming that, you know. If you want to fight and it's going to be your last one, you want to, you know, go off on top, right? And I really feel like, you know, with that being said, he had no choice but to take this fight because it's his last one.
So I was going to ask you, like, are you surprised that he took it? Because a lot of people, when they saw Colby Covington name pop up, like, short notice, Joaquin Buckley, like, seriously?
I really feel like he had no choice, you know. It's either fight or leave, retire, you know what I mean? So, it's what it is.
Yeah. Lastly, Shavkat, who do you think wins out?
I'm going with Bilal on this one. And funny enough, not only am I going with Bilal, I think Bilal can get a finish in this one, you know, via submission.
I just want to go back to kind of one of the original questions. What were you specifically not impressed with Ian Gary and Shavkat?
I mean, yet again, they didn't let it go. Like these are the type of guys that have the ability to finish one another, and they pretty much chose not to, right? You see Ian Gary, you know, damn near trapping himself in I think he had like a body triangle on Shavkat. You know, you can't do anything in that position. You gotta, you know, buckle, you gotta move to a hip, you know, you gotta get to your feet and get the fight where it belongs. With Shavkat, you know that he's a finisher, right, you know? But it looks like he was trying to grapple the whole time and just clinch up against the cage. So neither one of the guys kind of let it go, and I feel like, you know, it kind of disappointed the fans because they really wanted to see something special that night.
And then going back to like the fans' opinion of fighters, like how much do you really have to take that into account, right? Because you saw kind of two things that night. Like people kind of switched on Brian Battle. You know, he went out in France, he had that thing on the microphone. Everybody loved him, and then he missed weight, and he arguably gets a split decision against Randy Brown. Everybody doesn't like Brian Battle right now. And then with Ian Gary, the fans were like,
right, the switch up.
Yeah,
you know?
the switch up.
I mean, for real, you know, you shouldn't worry about the switch up, but with Brian Battle, it's kind of stupid because I think people could have still been on his side. You know, I don't know why you know, flicking off, you know, in Vegas, you did miss weight, you know, like as a professional, you know, and this ain't the first time you missed weight either, right? I remember back in the day that we was gonna try to set something up for Boston, and I told him one thing I need you to do is just make the weight, because at the end of the day, that's what it takes, you know, in order to step into the cage with somebody that also put that same work ethic in with you. You know, y'all both made the same sacrifices, so y'all both get to get the reward, or we get to fight one another. You know, I feel like you shouldn't be able to step in that cage if you're not able to make weight. But with that being said, it's just like, bro, you know, take your L with the fans, you know, just because they booed you and stuff like that. And plus, it wasn't like a crazy performance from Battles anyway, you know. That was the first time I seen my man turn into a wrestler. So it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, listen to the fans, you know, and when you listen to the fans, bro, you know, they'll turn around and, yeah, they got your back.
and then you got a chance to tie a buddy of yours, Charles Johnson, before the week.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Did you see Pantoja in the post fights? They brought up Charles Johnson and kind of like, who? I don't know if you.
Oh no, I missed that.
Yeah, so they asked him about Charles Johnson, and he said, who? He was pretending to not know him.
Right.
But,
yeah, I don't know that, but you know, at the end of the day, I feel like UFC already tried to find somebody outside the organization, so now it's time to find somebody that's in the organization. And obviously, they had a couple people, that failed, that could have fought Pantoja, but ended up losing to two big names like Torsuro and. What's the name? Amir Abazi. They both had their opportunity, but they both lost. So I feel like now you got to go searching within the rankings and just pull up a guy and give him a shot. And Charles Johnson should be that guy.
Just a quick one here. This is obviously a big fight in the division. So we know that Shavkat's next for Bilal, but do you feel like you would hear and your next fight is the one?
Man, I feel like I'm leapfrogging over Shavkat.
Really?
Yeah. And I feel like he injury prone too. Like I feel like he always gets injured. Something always wrong with him. So he might not even show up to the fight, and it might just be me and Bilal next year.
Okay.
But yet again, the performance got to speak first. Yet again, I can't just go out there and just get my hand raised by a split decision. Then I don't want it. But if I go out there and do what I know I can do, get a good knockout of the year, yeah, bro, I'm taking my belt.
Yeah, so what does that look like? Putting him away, devastating fashion, and getting on the mic?
That's all I know. Yep, and then plus getting on that mic, man, and talking my shit. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.